Hey everyone and welcome back. If you are new here then hello, my name is Zoe and this is my YouTube channel. Today we have another beauty review and we're reviewing another foundation today, which I absolutely love these videos. Today we are testing the new Urban Decay Face Bond Foundation. So I'm going to do a little first impressions and wear test and all that jazz. I will show you a natural daylight as well as this light. And yeah, we're just going to try it, see how it goes. So the Face Bond Foundation is more suited for more oily skin type, and as you guys might know, I'm very dry, but I still wanted to give it a go just to see how it does work on dry skin, because I've seen mixed reviews on dry skin, but I've seen more oily skin and like combination absolutely love this. So yeah, I'm going to try it and see how I get along with it. So it says up to 24 hours self-setting foundation, water, sweat and humidity proof, smudge and transfer resistant, no powder needed. So this sets itself, you don't need to set with any powder, which scares me. It says 3% niacinamide, formula clinically tested to improve skin texture, feel after 4 weeks. So hopefully with like prolonged use, then it will improve the texture of your skin too. The packaging for me is a 10 out of 10, and I think as a makeup artist as well, this is like a makeup artist like dream packaging. I love a foundation that you can squeeze out. I think they have a pattern on this nozzle as well. It's supposed to not leak or anything. It's a very fine nozzle which you squeeze out. I like it because that's going to give you a lot of control of how much product comes out, so there's no waste. And also, it's not supposed to leak or anything either, which is amazing. And as a makeup artist, I love foundations and skincare products and things that you can squeeze out, because I feel like when you come to the end of it, you'll be able to use every last drop of product, whereas in the glass bottles or like with pump bottles, I feel like you can't really scoop everything out when you get to the very end. So yeah, as a makeup artist, this packaging is amazing. It's very lightweight. There's 30 ml in here still, but it's very like compact packaging, and it's just going to fit into your makeup bag. It's so slim. It's going to fit into your makeup bag so easy, and if you are a makeup artist as well, it's going to be amazing to travel with. You probably wouldn't even have to decant this. This will be able to fit in your kit perfectly. So yeah, first of all, 10 out of 10 for the packaging. There's 40 shades in this foundation as well, and I have the swatches today so I can kind of show you all the different skin tones and things. They've got a really good shade range, and I thought that them swatches are like a really cool idea. It really gives you an idea of all the different undertones and things like that. So I'll also read a little bit of what it says online. It says Urban Decay Face Bond Foundation is a self-setting formula that mattifies and blurs the complexion. The medium coverage foundation features built-in spherical powders that absorb oil and sweat for a soft focus finish. Freeing up to 24 hours wear, the formula helps to diminish the appearance of pores, blemishes and redness while remaining feather light on the skin. So it sounds amazing. My only worry is that I feel like this is going to dry down quite quick, and it's also going to be very matte because it's got those powders in there which is going to help absorb your oil and things throughout the day. And you don't have to set it either, which does scare me a little bit. I'm just a little bit nervous about my wear test with this one today because again I am very dry, so I'm gonna try and counteract that by really moisturising, hydrating my base today to prepare for this. I'm gonna use 2 different moisturisers today. I'm gonna first use my vitamin enriched moisturising primer from Primark, because this does keep my skin hydrated like all throughout the day. And I want to put extra hydration into my skin today because I know this is going to be like more matte for me. I really wanted to give it a go because you never know, I might be completely surprised and I might absolutely love it. Hopefully it might come out with like a dewier version. Okay, so that's already added a little bit more hydration and plumpness to my skin. I'm also going to go over the top with the Ole Henriksen Truth Sea Rush Brightening Gel Cream. I absolutely love this, especially like as an everyday moisturiser. This makes my skin so glowy, and I always get compliments on my skin when I use this. So I'm going to use a generous amount, and then it's just got a couple of minutes just to sink in before we actually try this on the skin. I don't know how you're supposed to prep your skin if you are a little bit more combination to oily. I would say maybe just use your normal like skincare. If this is going to be quite matte and you're not going to have to set it, I feel like you wouldn't really maybe have to use any oil control primers or things like that. But if you've tried this and you have got more oily skin, let me know down in the comments so others can see too, like how you prep your skin with it and things like that. Okay, so let's just get on with it, swatch it, and then get it on my face. I'm using the shade 15 Light Medium Warm, and I think this is going to be a bit dark for me, hence why I've tanned today. So I'm hoping we can make this work and I can lighten it a little bit with concealer as well, but I will swatch it for you. I'm going to give it a bit of a shake. I don't know if you're supposed to shake it, but let's give it a bit of a shake. You can see on my hand, just going to do a little bit. So that does feel very like smooth and lightweight. I can already tell it's very, very matte. I don't know if it's picking up on the back of my hand. Doesn't really smell of anything, which I like. I don't really like scented products that much, but it feels smooth, it feels lightweight. But yeah, it does dry down very quick by the feel of it. So usually when I do a review like this, I do one half with a sponge and one half with a brush. I don't think I'm going to bother with the sponge today because it does dry down quite quick and it is very matte. I don't think a sponge is going to hold much hope for me today. Even though this sponge is from Urban Decay and it's probably the softest sponge I've ever felt, I will use this to blend out my concealer and things today. I'm going to use a brush just for the foundation because I just don't think this is going to blend it out quick enough. So I'm going to use this brush. It's a Fenty Beauty one. It's a 145 and I really like this for foundation. So yeah, let's just get straight into it. Okay, I can already tell this is going to be quite dark for me, but we will make it work. And I'm just going to do like a swiping motion. We'll do one side so you can see the difference between the two. It's very lightweight. I feel like even though this is going to be a bit too matte for me, I'm hoping because it is so lightweight, that's going to kind of compensate and it not be too uncomfortable for me. I have put like as much moisturiser as I dare underneath as well, so I'm hoping it's not going to be too bad. It's blending really well. And I'd say for me that's like a nice sheer layer. I'm not going to my under eye because I'm going to be putting concealer there. And the shade match isn't too bad actually. I'm glad that I did tan though. Okay, so that's the difference. That's the side without and that is the side with. I'd say for me that's like a more sheer coverage. You can still see my skin showing through, but I do kind of feel like it's evened everything out. It is starting to dry down, but I think because I've applied so much moisturiser underneath, you can at the moment still see that glow. I will be really happy if that still shows through because that does show that even if you are a bit more dry, if you prep the skin a little bit more beforehand, you'll be able to still wear this, which is amazing. It's definitely covered my redness. And I do feel like it's blurred out a lot here for such a small amount of product that I've used. Yeah, I just feel like it's nicely evened everything out. That would be like a perfect everyday coverage for me. I've used a pea size amount as well, so let's try this side. I definitely feel a brush is going to be better to work with, to be honest, and I can't really see this working great with a sponge. But that might just be because I am a little bit more dry. But with a brush it blends in effortlessly, like I'm only doing like little sweeps, I'm not buffing or anything like that, and it's just nicely evening everything out. Honestly, I was like a little bit worried that this would just like dry down straight away and it would be really hard to work with, but honestly it's not like I was expecting. I thought it was going to be very, very dry and like make my skin feel very dry, but it doesn't at all. Okay, so that is one layer. For me, that's like a sheer layer, perfect, like everyday kind of coverage. For me, I don't feel like this is drying down like as quick as I was expecting, but I think that is because how I've prepped my skin before, but that's what I like. I love that you can still see like look at that glow still showing through, so it's not drying down like as quick as I was expecting. The other thing I will say is here and here right on my cheeks I do suffer with quite large pores. They don't always show up on camera, but that has definitely blurred those areas 100%, and it will be interesting for the wear test to see if it starts to settle in those pores or whether it kind of stays nice and blurred. So I'm going to add an extra layer of coverage before it starts to like dry down and settle, because it does say that it's buildable, so I want to build it and then see how that wears throughout the day. So I'm just going to use another pea-sized amount. I'm going to press this time like I would with a sponge, and wow, that is adding a lot of extra coverage. I only really need a little bit extra kind of like in the outer perimeters. Okay, so that's my second layer on. I think it's definitely built it up to a really good coverage. For me, that would be like a nice medium to full coverage. It's covered everything that I would want it to. It's definitely blurred out certain areas which I really like. And you can still see that glow showing through. So I really hope that does stay for the day. And yeah, so far it's not clinging to any areas. It doesn't actually feel like it's dried down on my face yet, but on my swatch on my hand, that does feel like very dry and very matte. So I definitely think it's the skin prep is going to determine like how this does set. Let's just do the rest of my face and then we can see how everything like blends together with it. I'm going to use a little bit of concealer just on my under eyes. This might just brighten it up a little bit as well. Sometimes when I'm working with a bit more of a matte base or a matte foundation, I do find it a little bit tricky to then blend my other cream products on the top, because like the foundation's kind of dried down and it's set, and then I'm trying to blend like creams and liquids on the top. So sometimes it can be a little bit tricky with more of a matte foundation, but that concealer's blended fine over the top, which is nice. And then bronzer, I don't think we need to go too mad with the bronzer today, but I'll do a little bit so I can see how like my usual products kind of blend on the top. I'm literally using a tiny amount because I'm aware that I'm already looking quite tan as it is. So I'm just using a really light hand because I'm aware this is a little bit more sort of dry than my usual bases, but that's just blended in and melted in, which is amazing. I'm actually feeling like I'm going to have to set this. I know it says you don't need to, but on me this doesn't feel like this has dried down completely matte, where I've seen others like on the back of my hand like it feels completely dry, whereas because I've put so much skin prep on underneath, I feel like I'm going to have to set it a little bit. I'm going to use a little bit of cream blush just again so we can see how it blends. This is Summer Rose from Barry M. I'm going to be so surprised if like this foundation completely baffles me, because this is one product where I've kind of known about it and seen other reviews before I've done my own. So before we started, I kind of had in my mind like what I was going to like and what I wasn't going to like, but at the moment I'm feeling all kind of things because it doesn't feel dry on me at all, which I just thought it was going to dry down straight away. My skin was just going to go and just like suck it all in, but it feels really nice. I'm not going to set the outer perimeter because I'm going to be putting like powder on there anyway. I'm going to have to set the centre because my chin is still quite tacky and so is my forehead. So at least we can see how it works with like a setting powder in like the areas that I'm not setting. I'm just going to use a pressed powder. I'm not going to use a loose powder because I don't think I'm going to need like a strong set. I just want to take a bit of tackiness off my chin and around my nose because that's stressing me out a little bit, because I thought that would dry down completely matte by now, but it hasn't. So let's just do a little bit. I might regret this because then it might go a bit too dry, but I'm definitely going to set my under eyes anyway, so I might as well do a bit around my nose as well. And I think it looks really nice. Yeah, just a tiny bit. So the last thing I'm going to use is a bit of blush. I don't think I need any bronzer today. This is a Milani one in the shade Berry and More. Just going to use a little bit of this just on my cheeks. I'll just shove a lip on and then we'll do our final thoughts. Okay, final thoughts before we do our wear test, and I will see how it wears and come back to you later on. I kind of had it in mind when I first came into this because I did know a little bit about it. I did think, oh, there are going to be like a few things that I'm not going to like about this because it is a little bit more matte, it's going to be a little bit more dry, it's like got those powders inside, so I was kind of thinking there's going to be a few things that I like, but it's going to be okay if I don't 100% love it, because again, it's not really suited to my kind of skin. But I think my skin prep beforehand has like completely changed that. I'm really baffled on like how it looks. Again, it kind of feels like it's starting to dry down a little bit now, so we'll see how matte it kind of gets throughout the day. And again, I've only set the centre, so we'll see how the centre works with the setting powder. We'll see how the outer perimeter works with no set at all. I absolutely love the coverage. I love how it makes your skin look. It's definitely blurring, and even a sheer coverage just gives a beautiful coverage, and you can build it up if you want to. So I do like how you can kind of customize it. You could have it for every day, build it up for nights out, which I absolutely love. Packaging for me, like I said, is a 10 out of 10. Absolutely love the finish, and I've definitely have like still got some glow. So even in the places that I've set that do feel dry now, have still got that glow showing through. So I'm really excited to see how it wears throughout the day. The centre could go horribly wrong because I set it, so we will see. That might be a huge regret later on, because if it does kind of get more dry and more matte throughout the day, it's supposed to kind of soak up your oils and things on its own, which is why you don't need to set it. So far I haven't actually got anything bad to say about it, which I'm quite shocked at because I honestly didn't think I was going to 100% like it. The truth is going to be how it wears throughout the day. This could go really dry on me and start to cling, or it could stay the way that it is, which let's hope that it does. I'll also, as usual, leave a clip in natural light, and then my review later on my wear test will be in natural lighting again as usual. So yeah, let's see how it wears throughout the day. So far so good, which I'm actually really shocked at, and yeah, I will see you soon. Hi everyone, I am back from my wear test and these are my final thoughts. I'm sitting in front of a window as well, so you can see like natural daylight, what it looks like at the end of the day. We definitely have kept a nice glow like on the outer perimeter, which I really like, and I think that is due to my skin prep. The foundation itself has definitely dried down throughout the day. It does now feel a little bit tight on my skin. Even though we have still got that glow underneath, it does feel like quite dry and very, very matte. It hasn't settled anywhere or anything, but I'd say it mostly feels most tight like around here, which is where I did put extra powder as well, so I would maybe not put as much powder in them areas. I tried to keep it like right on my under eye, because my under eyes would still need setting if I was using a concealer as well. But yeah, it has definitely dried down matte. It has like become more dry throughout the day as well. It does feel a little bit tight on me, so I think this is like definitely aimed more towards oily skin. I could 100% wear this like in a sheer layer for like my everyday foundation, and I'd maybe keep this as like a going out foundation because I love how it's lasted and I absolutely love how it looks as well. It makes my skin look so blurred and flawless, but I don't think I could wear this for like a really long period of time, so this would probably be more of like a night out makeup for me. I think for oily skin this is going to be a really nice one, and I think you will find like throughout the day it does absorb your oil because it has got more like dry on me throughout the day. So if you are a bit more oily, it may help with that. And if you are a little bit more dry, definitely skin prep is key with this. I'm glad that I went into this kind of knowing the finish and other people's experiences, because if I'd have just prepped my skin like I usually do, I think this I would have felt too dry, and I don't think I would have liked it as much as I do I just need to put extra skin prep on. First impressions, I'm really impressed. I wasn't expecting to think that I would pick this up again, but I absolutely will. I have been pleasantly surprised. You just need to kind of combat the fact that it is a very matte and a bit more of a dry formula, but yeah, so far so good, and I will keep you updated. So please let me know down in the comments as well if any of you have tried this yet, what kind of skin you have and how you feel about it. I would absolutely love to know. But thank you so much for watching today's makeup review, and I really hope you did enjoy it. Let me know down in the comments if you did. Please give it a big thumbs up as well, and don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you next week in my next one. Bye.